Are you concerned about falling? In the next year, 1 in 4 seniors will experience a fall. Do not allow yourself to become a statistic. Tai Chi is proven to reduce your fall risk by 58%. Classes for all abilities are available throughout DuPage County. Tai Chi. Exercise for life. Exercise for you.
And tap below your collar. Aircraft again. And middle of your sternum. Oh, there. Massage your ribs. Tap the ball of one foot. Tap the ball of your other foot. And take your head to one shoulder. Roll it down around your other shoulder without tilting it back. Bring it across the top. Exhale around. Inhale. Exhale. In. One. Change direction. One. And place your palms together. Bring your hands up, open your palms towards your face, bring the backs of your hands together, and down, bring your palms to touch. Inhale up, exhale, inhale, exhale. One. Change that. One. And place your hands on your waist. Keep your head still, head upright, circle your. One. Change that. One. You choose, bring your feet close together and circle your tail. One more. Change direction. One. And bring your feet as close together as you're safe and comfortable. Rest your hands on your knees. Bring your knees forward to the side and back. One. Change side. One. And keeping yourself safe and comfortable, take 1 foot, rotate your one more. Change direction. One. Change feet. Again, rotate your one more. Change direction. One. And bring yourself to the natural stance, feet shoulder width, toes straight forwards. Knees relaxed, back up straight, head up tall, arms relaxed at your sides. And using whatever method that you choose, loose and relaxed. Swing. Remember that this could be a time to work on other things. It's a really good time to work on your breathing. Making sure that the tip of your tongue rests on the roof of your mouth, just behind your front teeth. When you say the letter L, it's where it ends up, connecting the governing conception channels, the REN and the DIP. Your breath should be through your nose, remembering that your nose is for breathing and your mouth is for eating. There are other practices with your breath that do use the mouth and various different things, but those are just practices done for short periods of time. Breathe through your nose. Remember that your abdomen should expand, creating your inhale, and your abdomen should relax and contract, creating your exhale. We want to try and slow our breath down, both the inhale and the exhale. Thinking about taking a long sip rather than a quick gulp. Remember, if you can bring your breath to 5 or below each minute, inhale and exhale, it triggers the parasympathetic nervous system that releases the relaxation hormone. We want to try and make our breath as quiet as it can be. The quieter your breath, the better regulated the carbon dioxide levels in your blood, which is hugely important. Far more important than most people think about. And most people have too low carbon dioxide levels in their blood. People often think that we want to get rid of as much carbon dioxide as possible, and that is not true. Very, very important to have the right levels in your blood. Oxygen levels you don't need to worry about, because if it's too low, you will know about it. The end of your exhale, you should have a very short, natural pause where your exhale stops, or your exhale finishes, I should say. Your exhale finishes, and then your breath pauses for a moment, and then you inhale. If that pause is not there, you are inhaling too soon, and you're not giving your lungs the opportunity to empty them as much as they could be emptied. We never want to empty our lungs completely. That will kill us. There may be a short pause at the end of the inhale. That one's unimportant. And ideally, all of those things should happen completely relaxed and completely autonomically. The ultimate goal is that your breath becomes imperceptible. Your breath is so long and slow and quiet that you can hardly tell that you're breathing. Remember that breath is life. It is the most important thing that you can practice. One of my teachers, one of his favorite phrases, control your breath, control your life. And it is so true. There are so many things that we can control through our breath, especially our mind, well, especially our body as well. But we can affect our mind a huge amount with our breath. So remember that your breath is the link between your mind and your body. So if you control your breath, you control your mind. If you control your mind, you can control your life. To a certain extent. There are always things outside of our control. So you can use your breath to control your mind by focusing your mind on your breath. And there are so many different ways that you can do that. The first way that you really want to think about it is being the observer, is to notice where your breath is, to notice how you breathe. Is it through your nose? Does your belly expand? Is it quiet? How slow is it? Do you have that pulse? Once you know where your breath is, you can then begin to change it, and you can begin to work on it. So if you notice that you breathe through your mouth, begin to make the conscious effort to breathe through your nose. And look at all the other aspects. You don't need to do them all at the same time. You can just begin with one. When you get that one down, move on to the next one. And so now you begin to use your mind to control your breath, to exercise your breathing, to work on it, to help improve your breathing. You improve your breathing, you improve your physical body, and you improve your mind. So it is a circle between the breath, the body, and the mind. And then you could use your breath as a method to focus your mind. So many different ways to do that. Some people will count their breath. Maybe you count how long it is. You begin the inhale. It's 1, 2, 3, however long it may be. Then you count your exhale. So you focus your mind on what your breath is doing, and you count your breath. That can be a really good way to help you to slow your breathing. You may count your breaths. That's one of my favorite things to do when I'm arm swinging. I'll count my breath. And then I can get an idea where my breathing is. How fast is it? Or how slow is it? How well am I working on slowing it down? How many breaths do I do in 30 minutes of arm swing? And with those ideas, you could always use a timer. Set the time of chimes to where you want your breath to be. Link your breath to those chimes. One of the recordings that I have has the chimes, and as you go through it, it very gently slows your breathing down. And the good thing is that you shouldn't really notice that happening until you get to a point where your breathing is at. Maybe you just listen to the chimes, you focus your hearing on the sound, listening to it as it fades away, waiting for the next. With counting, you could count your arm swings. I tend to do that if I tend to do arm swinging and shaking together, because I will tend to do 1,000 swings. And so I count them. Count how many times I swing my. So these are all different ways that you can use to bring your mind to a focus. So rather than having a floodlight, you bring your mind to be like a flashlight, with the ultimate goal of bringing your mind to be like a laser where you're focused on one thing and one thing only, which is ideally what we should do, is to do one thing and do that one thing well, do it to the best of your ability. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, when you're washing dishes, wash dishes. Have the full experience of what you are doing in that moment. And that is actually the trick to slowing time down. So many people have the perception that time is moving faster and faster. All about the relationship between a life you've lived and the length of a minute, let's say. When you're young, 1 minute, whatever fraction of your life it is. As you get older, that minute becomes a smaller and smaller fraction of your life. And because it's a smaller fraction of your life, it appears pass faster. So if you take the time to be in that minute, in that moment, to be doing what you're doing and only what you're doing, that minute becomes less relevant to the rest of your life. Because it's all about our perception. How do we perceive that minute? The Zen center that I go to in Bisbee, which is actually pretty much behind me, but so yes. Evidently, they say that it has the best climate on the planet. Awesome little town. The Zen center there does a Zen day once a month, It goes from 8:55 till noon. You get 5 minutes of instruction, and then you sit in meditation for 25 minutes, stand up and walk for 5 minutes, and you repeat that for 3 hours. 25 minutes of sitting, 5 minutes of walking. I did that the first time last year, the longest time I've ever spent in one meditation stretch. And it was awesome. I'll tell you, if you have difficulty meditating, honestly, that is one of the ways to go. It really, really helps. Because meditation can be such a struggle. And you get 5 minutes of instruction. 5 minutes of instruction are, we're going to sit for 25 minutes. We're going to walk for 25 minutes. If you want to use the bathroom, try and do it when you're walking. Stay in place. Don't go past anybody. Otherwise, we are going to sit and wait. And that's the goal. You're just going to sit there until eventually your mind quietens. A quiet mind is said to be, in certain traditions, the natural state of the mind. And it's only because of all of the distractions that we have that we don't have and we can't have this quiet mind. And if you sit and wait long enough, that quiet mind will appear. And that's where doing something like that Zen day is really, really helpful. A little bit of a fire method versus the water method. The water method is to do what you can do and then do something else and come back to it. Much easier. The fire method is to I'm just going to sit and do this. And with seated meditation, I'm going to say, I'm usually a big proponent of the water method, but the fire method really does work. Physically, it's fine. There's no problems there. You don't have to sit perfectly still. If you're uncomfortable, you can change your position. It's not about forcing yourself. Although if you're doing Japanese Zazen meditation, they say that you should do that. But it really is the struggle of the mind to let go of all the thoughts and all the stuff going on in. December 30th, if anybody wants to come down and participate. Bisbee has to be one of the coolest cities on the planet. Certainly in the US. Hmm. Who knew that's where I was going to go this morning? All right, who's going to transcribe all of that for me when the recording's on YouTube? Evidently, I was feeling really profound this morning. And my intention was to do arm swinging and shaking. And then I was going to do arm swing breathing. But who knows? Hmm. Hmm. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments on anything I said this morning, text me, messenger me, email me. I'm happy to hear your texts or to see your texts. Hmm. And remember, there will be class on Christmas Day and Boxing Day and New Year's Day. For those of you that knew Kathy from the used to teach at Wooddale, he will be joining us on Monday, as that's where I will be having Christmas. Hmm. And tomorrow will not be very scenic. It's unlikely to be scenic because I will be in Tucson tomorrow, getting some stuff done on my car. And Tucson does not have any parks. There is a desert museum close by, but whether they will allow me to do any video there, I'll find out tomorrow. Otherwise, who knows what. January 12th will be my class on being a student and understanding how you are a student. If you're interested in that, message me. 6:30 Central Time, Friday, January 12th. I'm really excited about that class. Really excited. The culmination of putting together so many different things that I've known and talked about occasionally in classes, but now I've got it all together in what I hope is a really nice format. And of course, with me, it's growing as well. So there will be a teacher part, understanding how to be a teacher and how to understand your teachers. And then teaching and learning. What happens between teacher and the student? What happens in the classes and how do we learn and grow? So whether you're a teacher or a student, all three are good. It's what I've been working on all year. Right, and allow your arms to come to a and turn your waist and allow your arms to swing up. So for those of you that follow on YouTube, I should be able to get completely up to date tomorrow, uploading classes to YouTube. And bring your waist to a rub your palms. Hands on the small of your back. Keep your head still, your head upright. Circle your waist. One. Change direction. One. All right.